Over the course of the 2024 growing season, I've done a couple of different videos on the Trifoliate orange, and this video is going to add to that. But in this video I want to go over starting these plants from seed, right? I've never done this before, but I got a bunch of these orange seeds for the fruit, so I figured I'd give it a shot. So the Trifoliate orange, or Panseris trifoliata, is of course a relatively hardy orange. This is a citrus tree that can grow even up to zone 6, maybe even up into zone 5 climates. So it is cold weather tolerant and it is frost tolerant. Its tough personality can also be reflected in its fruit, which is a bit sour, somewhat bitter, and a little sweet, and very seedy. And that's what I'm going to try to start to do today, is I'm going to try to take these seeds and actually grow them, see if I can propagate a bunch more hardy orange trees. And so why do I want to grow more hardy orange? Well, there are two primary reasons, and the first one is of course the zest. That is the peel, right? I've used it fresh, I've used it dried, and it's a really cool seasoning that I can substitute in other recipes for lemon zest or orange zest. I might use a little bit less though, because it is stronger. And drying this zest is really easy, probably because the zest is so high in polyphenols that it just dehydrates a lot quicker than would a lemon or orange zest. And so you have a lot less mold or bacterial growth interfering with that process, right? Because the zest of the hardy orange, or the Trifoliate orange, dries quite a bit more quickly. And then of course the juice and the pulp of the Trifoliate orange I also like and can add into recipes, although there's not usually a whole lot of it, but there's usually a pretty good amount of zest that I can get out of the skin, right? And maybe with more breeding practices in the future, maybe we can get a little bit more juice out of these guys or something. Who knows? Typically these trees will take 8 to 12 years from seed to grow into mature trees, right? And mature in that they begin to bear fruit, right? So you might have to wait 8 to 12 years in order for that to bear fruit, so to speak. But before these plants start growing from seed, we actually have to make sure that we stratify these seeds 1 to 3 months, right? So we have to expose them to cold temperatures for a period of time so that we can kickstart some biochemical reactions occurring in the seeds to mimic that winter dormancy, so these plants get the instructions to hatch, right, and to grow. And of course what I do is I'll take these seeds, I'll put them in a damp paper towel or a damp cloth like cotton. I'll put them in a container. Maybe in this case I'll put a plastic bag inside the container to kind of help minimize some of that dead airspace, to help keep that moisture in and keep that moisture from going away from the seeds and migrating towards the top of the container. And then what I do is I take them and put them in the refrigerator, right, to mimic those cold temperatures, right? It doesn't go below freezing, or at least it shouldn't in the refrigerator, but these are temperatures and moisture conditions that should be conducive to help these seeds sprout successfully. And then what I'll do is after 2 to 3 months, I will take those seeds out and I will plant them in soil and put them in warm conditions at that point, so that now that they've gone through the cold winter, so to speak, then they can be planted in warm soil conditions to mimic that springtime-like atmosphere, and these seeds should be able to sprout and start to grow. So I'll probably start them under grow lights or something like that in warm, at least room temperature conditions. I also have a heat mat that I put into like a plastic bin and stuff, and to make like a makeshift incubation chamber if I want to increase the heat a little bit, which I may consider doing that for the first few days or so, until the seeds begin to sprout, and then take them out and put them in room temperature conditions. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And of course from this video, the B-roll footage that I showed you is me starting these seeds on December 12th, 2024. Now I just have to wait the next 2 or 3 months before I actually put these seeds in the ground, or in pots, really. So I also have this point on here about direct seeding these plants, right? And that's kind of something I'm thinking about trying to do, is taking some of these seeds and actually just directly sowing them out in the garden, so that they go over that winter stratification outside in natural conditions. which is totally an option, and I have been considering doing this, but it's also possible that some of the seeds may get eaten by voles or mice or certain insects in the larval stages once the weather warms up. So maybe I'll try sticking a few in the ground, marking where they are and seeing what happens. But I'm really going to try to emphasize starting them indoors, at least for right now, just to try to maximize my chances of success. At this point, I'm trying to eliminate as many variables as possible. And definitely, of course, if you have any experience or wisdom in starting these Trifoliate orange seeds from seed, definitely share your experience down in the comments. I love reading the comments and all the different experiences that people have and what they've learned and what they know, so we can all work to nourish and grow this knowledge base. So thank you so much for checking out this video on starting the Trifoliate orange from seed. Of course, this is, as of now, an unfinished project, and I look forward to doing another video on this in the next 2 or 3 months, when I can take these seeds out of stratification, put them in soil, and see what happens. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in a future video. Take care.